Michigan International Speedway, 80 miles west of downtown Detroit, Michigan. We're happy you're with us for NASCAR racing on TNT this afternoon, presented by Captain Morgan. With Wally Dallenbach and Kyle Petty, I'm Adam Alexander, new race leader in this afternoon's 400-mile event at Michigan. Denny Hamlin, while we were away, driving around Kurt Busch.
Yeah, Denny's just been, he's been the class of the field so far, especially in the middle of the corners. He's really gotten through. He's got a lot of power. He's able to pull this pass off.
And that's a power move right there, because he came up off of turn 4 on the bottom, didn't use the draft. He just drove past him.
These two drivers have won the last 2 races. Now we go through the field, beginning from third on back. Ralph Sheheen on driver number 9.
Yeah, Casey Kane's running in third right now. He's led some laps today, only the 5th time this season Casey has had that car up on the point of the field. You might remember I said to you earlier today that he was telling the crew, we get one good run in, we can turn some momentum around. This crew has been up, pumped up, and following Casey every move on the track today. The 31 of Jeff Burton slots in right behind him. Jeff has his machine in search of rear grip. The car turns good into the corners. However, the rear grip is what he is lacking. Jeff Gordon follows him around the racetrack in car 24. He's been pretty quiet on the radio this stint. However, he is still chasing a lack of grip with this race car. He was looking for his 3rd victory here this year, Marty, and so far, he doesn't seem to have the car to get there.
Well, Ralph, Tony Stewart's experimented with 2 tires earlier on, 2 tires on this last stop also for Stewart. And the thing they've been fighting is a loose race car. Tony said after the last adjustments, it took off much better this time. He was happy with how the car is running early here. For Sam Hornish Jr., they did not stop last time. Their last pit stop was lap 90, so the tire's a little bit older. I talked to Travis Geisler. He said, you know what? We didn't really have anything to lose, so we wanted to stay up front with those 10-lap tires. The car a little too loose on throttle for Sam. Matt?
As this racetrack, lap after lap, continues to rubber in and continues to get more slick, Carl Edwards has moved up the racetrack. He says his car, beginning about 4 to 5 laps into this run, he said it's worse, meaning the car is even more free, and it's getting looser and looser, Phil, as every lap goes on.
Yeah, Matt, the 16 car, Greg Biffle, had to spend a little extra time on pit road last time. He had a little front end damage. They had to put some Barabon on there. He was just able to get by Jimmy Johnson for the 9th position. Greg Biffle's car's a little bit too snug. He went up a little bit on the track bar, Marty.
Jimmy Johnson just lost that 9th position to Greg Biffle. He said his car is comfortable to drive, more comfortable than it was early on, but he doesn't feel like it has the speed, so I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the 48 get a little track position out of this if they possibly can in the next stop as well. Jimmy said the car a little bit too loose. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s teammate behind him, he's actually been very happy on the radio. Told the guys, you know what? It's been a fun day. He said, we haven't had a car like this in a few weeks. I want to thank you guys. They have a very good handling race car by Junior's description, even though it is very loose. And Kyle Busch, we cannot talk enough about how good of a day this has been for Kyle. They finally got back up to the front. The car had been a little bit loose once they pulled that spring rubber out, but now Kyle said the car a little bit too tight. He wants to go back on the wedge adjustments they made on the last stop. Larry?
Well, Marty, a lot like Kyle Busch, another car that started near the back of the field. We talked to his crew chief. In fact, Marty did before the race. Matt Kenseth in that 17 car started in 35th. He's running in 13th right now. Watching his lap times, they still need some adjustments, but I think the biggest thing they're going to need is he's working on Kyle Busch right now for that 12th position. I think they need some cautions to try to get caught up with those adjustments to go with it.
Another driver not doing a bad job today, Larry, is Joey Logano. So much made of his situation late in the race with Kevin Harvick last week. We kind of lost sight of the fact that he was able to finish 13th. Not bad when you consider what that team dealt with late in the race in a green-white checker finish situation. And then right behind him, A.J. Allmendinger to round out the top 15, having another solid run here today. Denny Hamlin continues to lead. 14 lead changes among 8 different drivers. And fans want more TNT coverage? The Coke Zero in-car camera on Race Buddy lets you ride shotgun with Coca-Cola Racing family drivers. Check out the Coke Zero in-car camera on NASCAR.com's Race Buddy. Matt Kenseth, a two-time winner here at Michigan, currently in 12th. You see him on track there. Denny Hamlin looking for his first victory here in the Irish Hills. Denny Hamlin leading the Heluva Good Sour Cream Dips 400 from Michigan International Speedway. And NASCAR fans, your vote helped determine last week's rank from Pocono. Jeff Gordon, of course, leading the standings. Dale Earnhardt Jr. there as well. And you can cast your vote to vote for the AT&T fastest pit crew, I should say, from your AT&T phone. Text the car number 2258 for the crew you think is the fastest and most valuable. TNT will reveal the standings each week, so make sure to vote. The AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year award, brought to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. The Jeffs doing battle. Gordon on the inside of Burton, and this is for position. In fact, Gordon up to 4th in the running order. And that's kind of where he's hit a wall today. We've seen him anywhere from 4th to 8th. Not really able to crack the top 3. That really has belonged all day long to Hamlin, Kane, and Kurt Busch. How about Tony Stewart? Talked about the fact that they had to manufacture strategy last week at Pocono. They were able to do so to a solid finish, but we knew in hearing from Tony after the race he wasn't satisfied with performance. 2-tire stop early today got him some track position, and Wally, they're doing what they need to. Smoke currently 6th.
Yeah, I think, you know, some of these guys, I think the 2-tire stop worked. I think some of them didn't. I think Harvick did last time, and he slipped back to 18th spot, and I can't imagine that he's too happy with his car at the moment. But, you know, it's worked for some of these guys, and now's the time, like I say, they're all experimenting right now, really, for the last stop.
Greg Biffle, another driver that needs to get off the slide. He has struggled in recent weeks. 28th a week ago at Pocono, involved in that accident on the green-white checker finish. 32nd at Charlotte the week before that. But he's 7th today, and Biffle with confidence, a 2-time winner here at Michigan.
Yeah, Biffle has been ripping off some pretty good lap times. I'm just not sure his car comes in fast enough to be able to stay up there up front and, you know, actually race with these guys. I think the long runs are working in his favor. It seems like he's losing so much ground to the leaders, it's really hard to make up when you're running almost the same exact times as the leader.
Here you see Jimmy Johnson looking for his first win at Michigan, Marty.
Trying to get his way back to the front, Adam, and he said on the radio a moment ago that sometimes these multiple lines at Michigan, they can be more confusing to the driver than anything.
Just curious, why are you running the bottom now? You got to go where there's clean air. I passed about 3 cars down there on the bottom earlier. The higher I go and let the car get static in the center of the corner, the tighter it gets. They're 1 and 2. When I'm loose in on the bottom.
So what do you do in that case, drivers? You go to the top, it's too tight, you slow down. You go to the bottom, it's too loose. I guess the middle's the right spot, isn't it, Kyle Wallen?
Here's what I do. I call my crew chief and I say, help. Okay.
4 tires.
Yeah, 4 tires. Give me some. You know, because that's how, but that's a characteristic of this racetrack, but it is. You've got to find that place. And we've seen guys go in high, come back across the racetrack low. We've seen guys run 1 corner low, 1 corner high. We've seen both corners high. I mean, you've got to constantly search. But that is what's good about this racetrack. The problem with that is it's hard to race when your car's doing all those things at one time. You can get around the racetrack, but it's hard to actually catch someone and figure out a way to pass them.
I'll tell you, a guy you mentioned hitting a wall here, Adam, is Kyle Busch. He got to a point where he was coming, and then all of a sudden he lost a couple of spots there. Looks like his car might be a little bit loose. I'm not sure for 100%, but he certainly has slowed down.
Here's Tony Stewart to the inside of Jeff Burton. A change in position for 5th. Old Smoke in the top 5. Last time these drivers on pit road under caution at lap 100. We'll have green flag pit stops when we return to Michigan.
Calling all captains! Yeah, brother. Nerd. Reminding all NASCAR fans to party responsibly. Captain's orders.
Green flag pit stops underway as we continue to make laps here at Michigan. Ryan Newman on the pit lane, Matt.
the past 2 stops on pit road. The 39, one of the